sometimes people need to deal with the moral implications of the actions they commit. Like, say there's something that you have to do, and maybe it's an act of it's an act of violence, or it's just a shitty thing to do, and maybe you shouldn't do it. But you can make that decision whether that your decision is justified or not justified. But at the end of the day, you have to deal with the fact that it's still a bad thing or a harmful thing to do to somebody else, you know? And you just have to accept that. And you can't come around asking for, maybe not forgiveness, but for justification that what you did, you know, is morally absolute because you had to do it. Yeah, like, you can't seek, like, you can't shed your responsibility of the shitty thing of the action. And I think people get pissed because when I do bad things and they're like, you know, say sorry, do you regret it? Like, people always like the principals and like my parents, and they always ask me that, like, do you regret it, or do you just regret like getting caught or whatever? And I'm like, well, obviously I don't regret it. Like, I'm not, like, okay, fine, it was a bad thing, but I did it, and I'm not like trying to justify my actions. I'm not trying to say like I did this because I'm like this, and that's what if this makes it okay. I don't think it's okay. I do it because of this reason, yeah, but I'm not really seeking for that reason to justify my actions, you know? I respect that it was a shitty thing to do, and yeah, I'm sorry that of like the consequences that the action has, but I'm not necessarily sorry for doing it, because at the end of the day, like, what good is that in like dwelling on it, or like not necessarily that, but also like you can't have it both ways, you know? You can't do bad things and then try to justify them, because that just makes you, I don't know, a hypocrite. Oh, that was a question on the Cambridge like thinking skills assessment that was like, the paragraph was explaining why being hypocritical can actually be a good thing, because it indicates you still have some moral value because you understand that what you did was wrong. But I think in like pretending like you never felt like that, like, you know, like, you can't have it both ways. You have to accept that what you did was shitty, and you can't try to will it away to the powers of reasoning, you know? Because if you look at it truly logically, completely objective, right? It was shitty. And there's nothing you can say to change that. Yes.